Hello guys, welcome to the Code Experts YouTube channel. So today I'll talk about the most relevant topic, which is web developing roadmap. So before going to the actual topic, before going to the actual video, I'll make you people friendly with today's topic. So basically first let's learn what is web development. So basically web development is just to make websites and web apps which are visible on your browser. So one who can make websites is a web developer. So let's move further. So basically the website is just a bunch of files which are on server of particular website. Means what the stuff which are uh, there on the particular server of the particular website will show on the particular website. So let's take an example of youtube.com here. So what the stuff which you can see on the YouTube website youtube.com is coming from the server. That will you hit that like button, then it will go to the that it request will go to the server, and the server will permit you to hit the like button. So go and test it. Just hit the like button and make sure you subscribe or not. So let's move further. So there are three types of web development. First is front end development, second is back end development, and third is full stack development. So basically front end development is that to make all the stuff through code, that all the stuff that is visible on the browser, it means the front end development. It means the browser side coding. The second name of front end development is browser side coding. So the one who can make the static websites which has no dynamic view but it should look beautiful, who can make the structure through HTML and then style it through CSS and can add the functionality through JavaScript, is known as a successful front end developer. So the let's talk about the skills to become a front end developer. So as I talked before, the front end developer skills are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You can also learn the frameworks. So let's move further towards the backend development. So basically backend development is a server side coding. So as I talked that uh, if you will hit that like button, then the request will pass onto the server. So the so the thing which will make the way of that request to the server is known as the backend development. So just the backend developer has to do that, uh, send the request to the server and to take the request back to the browser. So the backend developer is just the mediator of the front end and the server. So the skills to become a backend developer are the server-side coding languages and the databases. So the backend developer often has to work with the databases. So the backend developer should learn the different types of databases. So let's move further towards the full stack development. So the full stack developer is the one who can do front end development also, and this one who can do back end development also. So he can work with the front end and back end. So basically he's an all-rounder. So the all-rounder is known as the full stack developer. So now we'll move on towards the video, towards our real topic. So that is roadmaps. So first of all, I'll show you the front end roadmap. So to become a successful front end developer, you have to learn the front end languages which are the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The HTML, the hypertext markup language. So there is a myth regarding HTML, is that HTML is a programming language, but I am clearing that myth now, that HTML is not a programming language, it's just a markup language. HTML, so basically HTML is a structure, is the basic building blocks of any website. So before HTML means without HTML, no website is possible. So any of the website is not possible without HTML. So the HTML is the basic structure. And the second thing you need to learn is CSS. So the CSS is used for styling the websites. So you have to make the basic structure with HTML, and you have to style that structure with CSS, cascading style sheet. And the third one is JS, JavaScript. So the JavaScript is used to insert the functionality inside the website. So after learning these languages, you can move on towards the framework, but make a note here, you have to learn frameworks after learning the languages. Don't learn the frameworks before learning the languages, otherwise you will bore and you'll not understand anything inside the framework. So first just learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as a beginner. Just keep your eyes on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I'm not telling that don't learn the frameworks. You can learn the frameworks, but you have to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript first for being a front end developer. And after learning the front end languages, you will have to move on towards the frameworks. So the frameworks the frameworks you can learn are Bootstrap. So basically Bootstrap is a framework of CSS, and the second is AngularJS, and the third is React.js. So AngularJS is the framework of JavaScript, and as well as React is also the framework of JavaScript, and there are many more frameworks, but these three are quite popular nowadays. Therefore, I am including these three frameworks, and you can learn many different types of frameworks, but after learning the HTML and CSS and JavaScript. So please don't learn this framework before learning the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's move further towards the back end roadmap. So the back end roadmap, so the person who is learning the programming languages or web developing first time and who wants to become a back-end developer would have to learn PHP first. Yeah, I'm including PHP. I know it's not trending, but a beginner has to learn PHP for the back-end development purpose, because PHP is the basic and it's the programmer friendly language. So a guy who is just starting his back-end developing, his web developing, and who wants to make the career in back-end developing, so he should learn PHP. And he can, after learning the PHP, he can also move on towards the framework which is Laravel. So it's very famous framework of PHP nowadays. Laravel is also trending. So the second one is Node.js. So it's the backend language of JavaScript only. So the second one, he can move on towards the Node.js, and after learning PHP and Node.js, one can move towards the Python. So let's talk about the databases. So one should use PHP and MySQL as a database. One should use MySQL as a database of through PHP. So PHP has the integrated MySQL database system. So one who is a starter, who is just beginning the backend development, he can learn PHP with the MySQL database, and you should learn you should learn MongoDB database uh, with Node.js, and with Python you should learn SQLite database. So let's move towards the full stack roadmap. So in the full stack roadmap, I have changed something. Yeah, the front end is also the same: hypertext markup language, cascading style sheet, and JavaScript. But I have changed the backend languages. So one who is knowing the JavaScript in the front end language, he can start with the Node.js. So he can use Node.js because he knows the JavaScript already. So he has no reason to change the language to shift towards PHP. He can learn JavaScript also. So the full form of JS is JavaScript. The full form of Node.js is Node JavaScript. So one can use Node.js as the first backend language, but he should know the JavaScript first. Then the second he can move on towards the Python, and then PHP also if he wants. So the frameworks I've talked about, and one can use the backend framework Laravel. So and one can use Django also with Python. But I had made this for the beginners, so I had not included the frameworks in this roadmap because a beginner has no need to learn any framework from the backend side. So I am telling all that frameworks, but I had not included them in this list. So thanks for watching guys, and make sure to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe my channel for more videos like this. So goodbye, we'll meet in the next video, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.